Hello and welcome. Welcome to CPR's Clubhouse Live. My name is CPR Jose Ortiz. I'm the host of this great panel. Today we're featuring the artist from In a Class of Our Own, volume number 4. They call this a musical palette, so I did like a little palette in the background there for you guys, just to keep it formal. Joining me is a 25 and under club. We have Emmy J and Serene. How are you?
Doing well, and yourself?
All is well.
Doing really good.
So, we are discussing freestyle music and you being part of this compilation. Let me ask you both individually. This is what they call your parents' music. How did you guys get involved?
So I personally got involved because my dad's been doing this for years. My father is Jose Montalvo. He is a freestyle artist. Growing up, my mom and dad was on Judy Torres, all of them, Cynthia, Little Susie. So I grew up listening to that type of music. I didn't think I would release a song like that, but here I am.
Serene, what about you?
I mean, my mom's always been an influence for this kind of music, that one song, Move Your Body. So many other songs, but it's just so much to just label and go over and over. And it's so hard to nitpick all the artists. But it would be because of her. And her influence to pushing me into doing music, because from a young age, it's always been I was the musically inclined child. So it's she wanted me to do something with that. And so I'm doing it.
So before we started with this broadcast, I asked you if you were from the West Coast, because your song sounds very West Coast. It sounds like a California song, very California voice of yours. Did you know that about yourself?
I had no idea that it sounded like it was from the West Coast. I know when I was in the studio doing it, it sounded very pop, pop freestyle. It's not your regular kind of freestyle that you have the snare and the synth. It was very bubbly. So to me, it was okay, that's kind of like white girl music.
Yeah. So the title of your song is called "Talk to Me."
You get me weak in the knees. I can hardly breathe when your body touches me. That whipper, I get down my spine, makes me tremble inside. Take a chance and talk to me. Where did you come from? Where did you come from? Where did you come from? Looking too good. Where did you come from? I'm out of my head. Where did you come from, baby?
And I just the part where you say where you come from, that's the part that to me that it sounds very West Coast. Emmy J, so basically you have a family full of singers. We got Rolando Montalvo, we got LSP, we got your father, the scariest man in all of freestyle. It's funny, I'm looking at Jose Montalvo's picture on the In a Class of Our Own, and that's his smile.
That's his smile.
Yeah, that's his smile, right? So you being a daughter of a freestyle artist, you had no choice, right? You had to get into freestyle.
No, he
I'm kidding,
basically
of course.
gave me free will. Free will. I've been singing since I was a little kid. I grew up on freestyle, but also Latin music is a big part of me. So, old school reggaeton and Wisin y Yandel, all of that. So that was the route I originally took. That's actually how my first song came about, which was about my cousin that passed away. That one's a Latin song. So when this one got presented to me, I was wanted to test waters in different genres, because I'm open to anything. I listen to all types of music. So I was like, let's see where this goes. Let's test it out.
Your song is called "It's Over Now."
I was the one for you. You were the one for me. But you broke my heart in two. It's over now. It's over now.
Who wrote the song?
I actually wrote the song, and then I had help from Luis Marte, and Alex himself helped me finish it up.
That's great. That's awesome. Luis Marte has been on fire lately with some great productions and also some great songs that he released singing. So that's a good influence there. Alex Zuniga putting these artists for the Class of Our Own compilations. He's at his fourth compilation. So how did you connect with Alex to be part of the compilation, or did he ask you both?
They came to me and asked if I wanted to be a part of it.
What about you, Serene?
My manager, Doc, DJ Doc, he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I have something, potential interest to be in something." And I said, "Yes, I need that. I want that. That sounds like something that'll get me somewhere."
And you are also a college student. What are you studying right now?
I study criminal justice.
Oh, so you're gonna get the Mariska Hargitay thing going on, the Law and Order SVU?
Yeah, I love her. Oh my god.
Yes,
I love
that's my show.
But I can't wait for you to be one of these New York cops, and then you go in and start busting out these people, that are bad singers. Law and Order SVU, the Special Singers Unit.
You didn't hit that pitch right. You're getting
exactly.
That was off. No, that's not allowed.
Emmy, your location is Florida, and are you wanting to do this more, and maybe collaborate with your father and the family to do a song together?
We've been talking about it. We've been talking about maybe coming up with something between us. It's been talked about actually for a while now, so we're gonna see if that could finally become a thing.
That sounds great. So right now, we want to talk about your songs. Serene, talk to me. We talked about how it sounds very West Coast, very poppy, very different. How was it in the studio doing this song?
It was really fun. Oh my goodness. It was like the best experience I've ever had working in the studio. And it was just like, after one line was recorded, they'd be like, "Do it again, but this way, because I love how you did it, but I want more." So it was like I want to say they pushed me more than I would be regularly. And it was it was positive criticism. It wasn't harsh. It was very like, "Hey, you did amazing. You could do better. I want better. I know you can." It was very motivational. And it just felt really welcoming. And I loved it. It was just the best experience I've ever had.
And who did you record with?
If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, Artie.
Yeah, well, we call Artie finishing school because he's the man that has a lot of patience, and he's the man that wants to get the best out of the artist. Emmy, did you also record with Artie, or did you record with Lewis?
I recorded with Lewis, but it was a very similar experience, actually. Lewis is the type that, like, he'll tell me, he'll be like, "Nah, do it better. I know you got it."
I think that that's a good thing because they both have been in the music business for a long period of time, and now they get to mentor others. And of course, the 25 and under crowd is what we want, because then people that are your age will be able to listen to this type of music and not label it my parents' music and want to actually do it. Yeah. And so that's something that we want in this genre. So the next generation and the next generation after that could continue enjoying great music like this. I'm truly happy in the outcome of both your songs. I really enjoy them both, and I look forward to playing them on my show. Are you guys planning to do more songs in the future? Serene, would you like to do an album?
I would love to do. Oh my god. Even if it's not in freestyle, it doesn't matter. I will tackle any genre, because any genre is just a free way of expression, like, of oneself and music. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So, like, yes.
So, for me, definitely, that's like, that. It's always been a dream of mine. I always just wanted to get my music out there, have it be heard, just have people relate to it and people like it. Like, I would love for, like, just to hear my song randomly and be like, "Oh my god, that's me." Like, I would just love it. I definitely would like to plan for an album in the future and see where it goes. Nice to finally meet you, though. I've been hearing, like, all about you guys, and it's like I only know my dad, my uncle, and Alex. And
I've heard so much about everyone, and I'm like, well, I need to meet more people so I can actually know these people. I could say I've met them.
Yeah, like, I need to put, like, a voice to a face.
Right. It's like, I understand, like, singing is a voice, but I need the voice, like speaking.
Yes. Like, I need to know personality. I need to, We have very similar experiences though. Like Lewis is so much like Artie. If I could record with Artie, I'd be so blessed. But I'm all the way over here, so it's kind of hard.
Soon, I'm sure.
I'm
I mean,
hoping for that. He's already told my dad. He's like, listen.
Artie was amazing. He was literally jumping and leaping in the studio. He was like, "That's it. He was leaping." Oh, I love him. He's a sweetheart. I love him.
Yeah, he's super sweet. My dad, they've been friends for a while. So he always tells me about him. Because my dad records with him. That's the only one that he records with. So
he gotta stay loyal.
Yeah, they presented me to Lewis because he lives here in Florida. And it was like so homey. It was like a homey vibe. I loved it so much.
We're now being joined by Alex in Latin Nation. Thank you so much for joining us, Alex. How's everything?
Everything's good. Everything's good. Busy running around like crazy and just running around trying to keep it going.
Well, I'm glad that you tapped into the 25 and under when it comes to this genre of music. We're discussing Serene and Emmy J's being featured on the compilation In a Class of Our Own, Volume 4. This is your fourth go-around. Why did you choose to do another compilation like this?
Believe it or not, I really wasn't planning to do one, but I kept getting messages even when I was in Colombia, and not so long ago, somebody hit me up from Texas asking me, was I doing another volume? And I kept saying, no, no, no. Even I did an interview with somebody else, and I told them I wasn't doing that fourth one, but I was already working on it. I didn't want to let nobody know. But I wanted to do something different, and I was looking for females, young girls, and specifically, I already knew of Emmy because I was helping her and her father put out the song that she did in Spanish, and so I already had her in mind. I told Jose to bring her aboard, and then of course I reached out to DOC because I was looking for young females, and I knew he had in his camp some young females, and when I heard Serene's voice, I'm like, this is perfect for Talk to Me. That song, Talk to Me, should have been on Volume 1. That's how long ago that song is from. And I just couldn't find the young girl to sing it. And as soon as I heard, I was like, she has to be the one. If she don't do it, it's going to be shelved. And thank God she said yes.
I love the fact she sounds like she's from the West Coast. I really did think that it was a Cali song that you got in your compilation. And, she's telling me she's from Brooklyn, right? And I'm like, it's crazy, right? Because the voice sounds like it comes from somewhere else. We talk about Emmy J being in the family, you know what I'm saying? With the Montalvo family. She's connected, you know what I mean? But, and the fact that Jose Montalvo, the most intimidating freestyle artist of all time, who happens to be her father, introduced her to the music and want her to be part of it. And I think that's great. The 25 and under crowd is something that we should be looking to get more involved in this genre because, who's going to carry it forward? Let me ask about your influences. What influences you to sing, Serene?
Oh boy. Okay. Now it might seem weird for my age to like this, but Michael Jackson, hands down. I think that was one of the first artists that as a kid I remember getting and crying over and everything. I had the glove and everything. Listen, I got everything. I had the Wii U game.
I'm sure Alex has the glove as well.
It ain't that
glove. Oh my gosh.
I think everyone is inspired by Michael Jackson in some way, shape, or form. He was the king of pop. And, for me, I own all his albums. I think that Invincible is one of the best albums that he ever had in his catalog, even though people say it was the weakest. But, the influence is there. And I'm going to go to Emmy right now and ask her, who is your influence?
My influence has always been hands down Selena Quintanilla. That's been my. I had the movie. I watched the last live concert from '95 a million times. Memorized all the songs. Like I saw her whole life story, and it was just inspiring because it's these people, these kids that came from literally nothing, and their parents. They had the support of both parents, which is similar to what I have, and they just kept pushing them, pushing them, pushing them. Like it didn't matter if they were singing in a restaurant, singing in a small little place. The whole idea was to start from the bottom and just work your way up. Keep going, like just not to stop.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I can't see that movie again. Like I watched it back in the '90s when it came out, but for
Yeah.
some reason I can't finish it. I'm not sure if you know this, but there's a documentary. Um,
Mhm.
the woman that killed Selena is a documentary that she's telling her side of the story. I couldn't
Yeah.
watch it. I played the first episode, and I just like I just can't
I
because
can't.
it brings you back. It brings you back to that moment, and
Yeah.
I know that in the documentary it says you know where you were when this happened, and I know exactly where I was when I found out that she had passed. I'm sure Alex remembers. I'm sure that because she was so inspiring. And did you know that there is a freestyle song from Selena that she recorded and was never released? I do have a
Really?
I do have a copy of it. Yes.
So do I.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a copy of
Wow.
that. Same thing with Frankie Boy, which is end up being Frankie
Frankie J.
Frankie J. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go into my archives and I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it to you so you can hear it.
Yes,
She sounds
definitely.
she sounds amazing. Sounds amazing.
She has such a pure voice. It's just it's nothing can compare to that. Nothing.
Yes. Yes. And the fact that she was of the people, and
Hmm.
that she was friendly and
Very
always loved
humble.
the people
Yes.
that loved her. And she was going to be a mega star. She was a
Oh
star,
yeah.
but she was going to be a mega star. Also, for your freestyle historians, there was an artist who had the audacity to remake one of her songs into freestyle, and boy, did he get death threats. Um,
Oh.
and his name is Adam Arano from Collage. He tried to remake one
Really?
of her songs after her passing. Yes.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit of freestyle history for you. But let's get back to Volume 4 of Musical Palette. Now, let me ask you, Alex, who came up with this title?
Who else? Mr. Rodriguez.
I knew it. The Mr. Finishing
Well,
School himself.
the reason we were trying to figure out titles, and obviously I don't want the gimmicks. I've always been there has to be a reason for a title. And so we were going back and forth with names, and Ricky gave me names, and Jose gave me names, and Rolando, and I'm like it's not catching. It's like very cliche, if you will. And Artie was doing some artwork for me that reminded me of my son, which is all about painting. So then Artie said, let's call it a palette. So he first did the palette with the painting thing, and then he just, from there, it started evolving. Then he goes, musical palette. It's all different kinds of colors, all different kinds of styles. And I was like, yo, that's perfect. And
If
that's
you
the
have a
title.
Volume 5, he's going to start calling it the Freestyle Buffet. So then he'll have like the rice and the beans and the gandules. So yeah, listen, I'm truly happy that you get to come up with these compilations and introduce us to young talent like Serene and Emmy J. And I hope nothing but the best for you both. Is there anyone that you would like to thank before we leave?
I'd like to thank Alex, of course, for the opportunity. My dad for pushing me into doing it, and everybody that's supported me up until now. Because honestly, without the support, I don't think I would have even released my first song. I just needed that extra push.
What about you, Serene?
I mean, my biggest support is my mom. Like that's like the first person you think of when you tell me I have to thank someone. It's just her, because I mean, she's the one that tells me to keep on going. She's the like at one point in high school, I stopped doing music, and one time in middle school I stopped doing music, and she was like, "No, because that's what you've loved your entire life. Why are you gonna let that go?"
Emmy J, Her song is "It's Over Now." Serene, "Talk to Me," in a class of our own, volume number 4, a musical palette. And we'll be back to talk to more of the artists from the compilation right after this message from Alex and Latin Nation in Colombia. Did you have like a Colombian coffee already? Latin Nation
Yeah,
coffee or something already?
I should. I should do my own line.
Oh
The café con
yeah.
Alex.